Raider Nation, what it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Dirty. I am back in the building. It is official. I have got more time to myself. So I am 100% back. We will get into that in the show in a little bit as to what is going on, what will be happening, what will be cracking off this year. We got new perks for memberships, but as always, man, 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated. More than I can verbally express, ladies and gentlemen, way more than I can verbally express. Tonight we got 6 segments that we're gonna go through tonight. We're gonna go through the quarterback question. All right. We're going to go through Ashton Jeanty in this offense. We also going to go through the wide receiver battle. We're going to go through the defense. We're going to talk Thursday night football. And to end it off, my biggest Raiders questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please kick back, relax, have yourself a good time, man. I am back. The silver and black are back. I'm not going to talk some off-season hype. I'm only going to talk about Raiders actually getting ready to play football. We have a pregame coming up Thursday night against the Arizona Cardinals. We have our first unofficial depth chart that we'll be looking at. We have quarterbacks competing for the future of this football team. We have rookies trying to make their names known. We have veterans trying to prove they still belong at the top of the depth chart. And we finally get to see some of this stuff translate from the practice field to an actual football game, ladies and gentlemen. So the Raiders held an open practice today at Allegiant Stadium. If you're like me, you've been waiting for this. It's time to start watching the Raiders play football again. And it's just a whole different story this year than what we had last year. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about the quarterback situation, Ashton Jeanty, Brock Bowers, and the wide receivers, Max Crosby in this defense, Jamrod McCoy, depth chart, and most importantly, we need to see what we need to see on Thursday night. And like I said, at the end, last segment, I'm going to give you my biggest Raider question. So without a further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I got a new intro, so please bear with me. I hope y'all enjoy it. And, oh yeah, Dre, I will break down after the intro where I've been and what's going on. All right. So let's get into the show.
Las Vegas, a city built on bright lights, big bets, and legends. But under the glow of Allegiant Stadium, there's a different kind of energy. A darker one, a louder one, a force that doesn't just show up, it takes over. This is Raider Nation. Born in Oakland, forged in LA, reborn in Vegas. A legacy carried by the bold, the ruthless, the ones who never back down.
We want to beat the NFL and the refs. That's right.
There you go. Yes, the refs definitely.
Silver and black. The colors don't just represent
We're
a
Raider
team.
fans.
They
This is what it's all about.
mentality.
Well, that's why they won't
A
let me into
warning.
Kansas City, because I can take the shit off in Kansas City.
Every Sunday, the desert doesn't just shake, it erupts. The crowd doesn't just rise, it roars. The shield doesn't just shine, it intimidates. And the nation reminds the world why the Raiders aren't just a franchise. They're a problem for anybody standing on the other sideline. This is a culture built on hits that echo, plays that break wills, and moments that turn doubters into believers. Commitment to excellence isn't a slogan, it's a battle cry. And if you're not ready for it, you get left behind. right in the heart of that chaos sits the Silver and Black Lounge. A spot built for the real ones, the diehards, the lifers, the ones who show up early, stay late, and rep the shield like armor. In the lounge, you don't just talk Raiders, you live Raiders. And now, you're stepping into Dirty's world, a place built for the diehards, the real ones, the ones who bleed
At the
silver
40-yard line, and
and black.
O'Connell wants to take a deep shot.
Here,
and he's
we
got
break down the
Trey
plays,
Tucker.
the legends, the rivalries, and the future of the team that refuses to fade, refuses to fold, and refuses to apologize for being dangerous. So lock in, stand tall, and rep the shield with pride. Because around here, we don't just support the Raiders. We ride with the Raiders. We fight with the Raiders. We are the Raiders. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the nation. Let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it, man. I am joined tonight by a couple of people, man. Two of my guests have pulled up. My fourth guest will pull up in a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, as you already see on the screen, I am joined by my partner in crime, my 1/3 of the Silver and Black Lounge homeboy, somebody I catch a game with every year. You know what I mean? Somebody I break bread with whenever I'm in town or whenever he in town. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a round of applause for my friend, the one, not only, Nutty Raider Nate. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nutty Raider Nate, man. I don't hear no goddamn hand clapping. I ain't got no soundboard either. What it do, Nate? What it do, bro?
What's good?
Man.
No,
Oh, shit,
I'm glad to hear I'm somebody's friend. You guys hear that? I'm somebody's friend.
man. Hey, Dre. Not all of it is AI, but yeah, they effed up and let me learn how to use AI the way I want to use AI, bro. It, most people they take 5-6 minutes, to create whatever images or whatever they creating. Not me. It take me hours, bro. I put shit through and I examine things. Look, I'm coming back this year, and I'm coming back bigger, better, harder, smarter, faster. Maybe not faster. But yeah, I am back this year. We are set up. But before we get into that, I want to bring up my other partner in crime. This is another cat that I break bread with every time I see him. Be it if I'm up there in the Bay Area, or if I catch him in Vegas, or if he come down here. Either way it go, man, I will never, ever, ever miss an opportunity to catch up with my homeboy. Y'all know him, the one, the only. He is still the pastor of NWA. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Brown Cracker Factory, Mr. Raider Twan. What's good with the Twan?
Hey, what's good, man? What's up? Blessings to everybody on this late night tip.
My dog. What's good with you, brother?
What's
Hey,
good
what's
with you,
good,
brother?
fam?
Man, blessings to you. Blessings to you. We are waiting for our other host to our co-host to pop in. He will pop in at some point in time. I guarantee the chat will love it. You will love it. But until then, we're just gonna jump into segment 1, right? And that's gonna be the quarterback question. All right. So I'm gonna give my spiel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor and let y'all get y'all spiel in too. All right, we gonna limit our segments to 10 minutes. My shows are an hour, maybe an hour 10 at the most. We are going to stick to subjects and segments. We're going to give you our honest opinion. Maybe something we say might be factual, but for the most part, please understand these are just our own opinions. They don't hold weight. They don't guarantee that that's what's going to happen. What it is feelings that we have. It's things that we've seen in the past and hopefully make sense in the future. So don't judge, don't get upset. By all means, please participate. Get in the
Yeah.
chat. You know what I mean? Get in the chat. Give us your thoughts. Give us your opinions. Because one thing we do here, we honor those. We love seeing them. We love interacting with the chat. So for segment one, man, I got the quarterback question. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with the biggest question on everyone's mind, the quarterback, right? Kirk Cousins is currently sitting at the top of the Raider Nation unofficial depth chart. Fernando Mendoza is number 2, right? And Aiden O'Connell is number 3. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this the right way. I do not care what the depth chart says in August. I care about what happens between those white lines, that football field. I I care about what it is I see on that field. Um, and Thursday night is where the conversation is going to get really, really interesting, man. Clint Kubiak has already said that Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza are both going to play against Arizona, with Mendoza expected to get plenty of experience, right? Um, and that is what I want to watch. No cap. That's exactly what I want to watch. I want to see Kirk Cousins first. I want to see how he looks. I want to see how the offense operates with him. Um, I want to see how quickly he gets the ball out and how he commands this offense. And when he's done and he goes to the sideline, what I want to see from Fernando Mendoza, um, just being honest, everybody wants to see the rookie, right? We all want to see the number 1 draft pick. We all want to rah rah shish boom bye, right? But this is the guy. This is the guy. Raider Nation is wondering, could he eventually become the face of the franchise? And on Thursday night, we will get a real opportunity to see him in a game situation, not practice, not highlights, not interviews, right? An actual real football game that we can actually take, digest, and then give a true, honest opinion as to what he can do, right? Now, I'll say this. I'm not expecting Fernando Mendoza to come out and look like a 10-year veteran. That's not being realistic. I just want to see if he's composed. I want to see him get the play. I want to see him get to the line. I want to see him read the defense. I want to see him make the right decision. And if the first read isn't there, I would like for him to not panic, just move on to the next option. Take what the defense gives you. And most importantly, I want to see how he responds when something goes wrong. Because eventually something will go wrong. That's just the nature of the game. It's football. Be it an incompletion, be it a sack, interception, make the wrong read. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, right? A defense can disguise something. It'll look like this, and then it'll be something else at the snap of the ball. And I want to see how he bounces back from a mistake on the very next play. That's what I'm watching to see, you know what I mean, from our quarterbacks come Thursday night. Nutty Raider Nate, with all that being said, what do you feel is the most important thing to you? What do you want to see? What are you anxious to judge about these two quarterbacks, these three quarterbacks, however many quarterbacks they put out there, right? What are you looking for? And then we're gonna go to Twan from there.
Yeah. I mean, all your points were pretty good points. I guess I'm a little different though. I'm looking. I don't want to see our quarterbacks really throw at all. I want to see this running game get going. I want to see the timing with our linemen flying off the ball. I want to see the snap, the quarterback exchange. I want to see their footwork getting out of the pocket or trying to avoid stepping on each other's feet, stuff like that. Yeah, Mendoza's got the pretty spiral, and he's got the arm, and Mendoza's got the touch, and the Midas touch, all that good stuff. But I, at the end of the day, I just want to see our timing right, because it's going to be a lot of vanilla stuff, a lot of vanilla concepts. We're not really going to show our hand, which we shouldn't. But especially that since we're going to play them again later on in the season. But yeah, I mean, quarterback play is important, but I think I'm looking for like quarterback handoff exchanges and stuff like that. Yeah, you want to see him get the ball off and all that good stuff, but I want to see this running game get going.
I want to see that other stuff too, brother. I do. I do want to see. I want to see the rest of the team, right? But if you just had to judge quarterback play, if you were instructed to just look at quarterback play for this game, nothing else, what would be some of the things you're looking for?
How confident they look, calling the plays,
I can agree
stuff
with that.
like that. Yeah, the cadence, stuff, listening for the cadence, making sure everybody can hear it. Yeah, you want them to make their completions and stuff like that, but I think this is just a time. This is going to be a game where we just kind of get our footing.
Twan, we come to you, brother. You need me to reiterate or repeat anything for you?
So I can stay on topic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I'll give you a few of the points. You know what I mean?
No, I heard the points. Just give me the question.
What are three things that you are looking for? 3, 4, 5, however many you got on your list. What are the top things you are looking for from our quarterbacks come Thursday night? And I know you'll be in the building, so you're gonna have a bird's eye view of exactly what's going on. What will you be looking for?
Either I'm looking at the game or I'm looking at Shirley, and both of them is beautiful.
They're both beautiful.
See that got me off topic. Nah,
don't blame me.
First thing I'm gonna say is I just don't. First thing I'm looking for is our quarterback not getting killed, and I don't know if that's going to be predicated on the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Or that's actually our quarterback not calling proper protections. Now, I think everybody knows, the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room during preseason is most teams call their playbooks very vanilla. It's the bare basics of whatever their playbook or system is. So if it's not looking smooth, and there's no command in there, there goes my second point, the command of our quarterbacks. If there's no command, getting these guys lined up and getting them in order on the basics of our playbook, yeah, I'm definitely looking at that, because if it's, I'm not saying it needs to be super smooth, but it needs to be on, because if you ain't got the basics, the foundations of what we're trying to do offensively, then we're definitely in trouble. Quarterback play wise. The other thing is the guys that they're going to be passing with, I want them to be passing on time. There's going to be some things within this playbook that they're going to be required to do that third step, or as soon as they hit that third, that fifth step, that ball needs to be coming out. I don't want to see no double clutching. Especially with the other elephant in the room, with the offense being basic, defenses play basic. So if you double clutching on basic defense, then there's something going on. So the third point is my quarterbacks to make clear and concise decisions. Precise decisions, I'll say it like that.
For sure. I can.
So don't get killed. Command the offense, and I need you to make clear decisions. I don't need you second guessing anything. Yep. Make sure your first move is the best move.
Captain Point, my guy, man, blessings to you, brother. Thank you for pulling up, renewing your membership. I know you were a member before, bro. I know you were a member before, so I greatly appreciate you renewing your membership with me. And there are some perks for memberships this year. If you join the membership, there's 3 tiers. There's 99 cents. No, it's $1, it's $2, and it's $5. 99 cents will get you access to all members only shows. It'll get you a digital dog tag, not a real dog tag. It'll be a digital dog tag that you can print out and make wherever you want. You know what I mean? It'll have the channel name, and then it'll have your membership number and whatever name you chose to put on your dog tag. Also, if you join the $2 and the $5 membership, you will be entered to win cash every month. Once we get to I want to say 10 to 15 members in each tier for $2 and $5, every month I will hold a raffle for the $2 will be rewarded $25, and the $5 will be rewarded $50. And that draft will be pulled every month. Once a month, we will hold a raffle. And if you're a member in the $2, you will be up for a $25 cash reward. And if you're a member of the $5, you will be up to a $50 reward. And if those tiers hit 25 members each before the season ends, I will give away tickets to a game next year, and I will hold a draft. I will hold a raffle at the end of the year for each one of those, and I will give away $150 to the $2 ones, and I will give away $200 to the $5 membership tier. Yep, that's just how it's gonna go this year, and it's gonna be a whole lot of other perks. And yeah, just trust me. I came back this year. I've been sitting down for the last couple of weeks trying to plan out exactly what it is and how it is I want to come back, and that is how I want to come back this year. I want to give back to you guys. You guys give to me, so I definitely want to give to you guys as well. But as I said, you have to be a member of either the $2 or the $5 for the cash prize. The 99 cent will be I'm gonna do something for y'all, but I'm not giving away cash, but I'll do something for y'all. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll give you $10. Maybe I'll give $10 away. And hey, look, that's 10 times what you spent that month. So your next month is basically free on me, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth and final guest of my show tonight has pulled up. I told you I was coming back. There is no way I could come back and do my first show without my homeboy right here. Again, this is somebody like This somebody I break bread with. This somebody I talk to. I ain't talked to him in a minute, and that's kind of on me. But I just been in a state of depression, losing people around me. But there ain't a week that go by that I don't at least think about my homie. Ladies and gentlemen, as I always tell y'all, this my fan bam, this my folks, this like, man, you pretty much call this man my cousin, man, because we fam like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of controversy is back, Mr. J Tizzle. What's up, JT? You there? You rang? No? All right, he'll be up. But yeah, so that's the memberships this year. Let's hey JT, you there, man? You wanna give us your 2 cents on this quarterback before we he'll be back. He'll be back. We're gonna move into segment number 2. Segment number 2 is gonna be Ashton Genty in this offense. Now let's talk about the offense. Okay, he back. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's good with you, Brody?
Oh, it's good. Okay. How's the sound doing?
Sounds good. Sounds good, man. You sound good, brother. You sound good. We just went over the quarterback basically not Ashton Genty. The quarterback question that I had. Kirk Cousins, Fernando Mendoza. What are you looking to see from them on Thursday night? Like what are three to five things that you are looking to see from those two quarterbacks come Thursday night?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Of
It's
course.
good to see everybody here, well and healthy. Um, but to get right at it, what am I looking for? What am I?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, nah. For some reason, you disappeared.
Oh, I think I turned my video on. I think I'm like delayed. I don't know what's going on. There's like a thunderstorm going on, so it is what it is. But I just want them to see if they got command of the offense. They know what they're doing. Just a team that looks organized. I mean, ain't really. I know a lot of people's expectation ain't high, but I want to see a leader. I want to see a vet. I want to see a leader. I want to see someone who has command. I want to see direction. I want to see a positive influence. I want to see energy. Everything that they preach about change, I need to see it. It's going to be like their first live contact in the game, so there's going to be a lot of energy. A lot of people aren't going to play. We understand that, but really just I'm actually excited for this season. So
everybody's gonna play.
they say that, but why would you play everybody in week 1 of preseason 1? I mean, what is there to prove?
The only person they thought about holding back was Max.
Yeah, so I mean, if Max is going to be held back, there's going to be other vets that are not going to play. That shouldn't need to play. I mean, if he has to play everybody now, that's alarming. That tells me people aren't picking up on the playbook. They need these extra reps. They need additional practice. So that's not a good thing. It's not an overall bad thing, but it just tells me that there wasn't a lot of progression in the offseason and that they need the work, which is why he's giving them the work. So if only one person on the team doesn't need work, it's kind of alarming.
Cool. All right, so you guys ready to move on to segment 2? Segment 2 is going to be Ashton Genty in the offense. I'm going to give my spiel, and then as we did before, we're going to go to Nate. We're going to come down to Twan. We're going to end it off with JT. So, for me, for me when it comes to this offense. I'm starting with Ashton Genty when it comes to this offense, bro. I'm not even starting with the quarterback, bro. I'm starting with Ashton Genty when it comes to this quarterback because I want to see this kid behind this offensive line, right? I want to see what the running game looks like when the Raiders actually start game planning. I don't need Ashton Genty to play 4 quarters. I don't need him to get 25 carries. Just give me enough. Give me a few good runs. Let me see the vision. Let me see the explosiveness. Let me see how this offensive line is opening holes. Because if we can establish a running game, that changes this whole offense. It changes the whole offense if we can establish a running game. It takes the pressure off the quarterback. It opens up play action. It creates opportunities for Brock Bowers. It creates opportunities for the receivers. And it gives this offense an identity. You know what I mean? It gives this offense a real, true identity. You know what I mean? And when I say it creates opportunities for Brock Bowers, I don't need to see Brock Bowers catch 10 passes on Thursday. I want to see how defenses are trying to deal with him. Everybody knows who he is. The question isn't, is Brock talented? The question is, how is the offense going to use that talent? Move him around, line him up outside, put him in the slot, put him next to the tackle, create mismatches, make the defense choose as to what it is they want to defend. I don't want to just put him on the field. You know what I mean? I don't want to just put Brock on the field just for no reason. When I put him out there, I want to make the defense uncomfortable. So that's how I feel. Nate, what you got about Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, and this offense?
The run game. We go back to the run game. We get that going, and that opens everything up. All the underneath stuff, hopefully, Brock Bowers can get busy. But again, like this Cardinals game, I think it's not going to really. Like I could see us losing it. As a matter of fact, I don't think our guys are quite there yet. We'll see. We'll find out for sure. But I think the Cardinals have a head start as far as already having some game time in last week. So. But yeah, this run game, if we get it going, we could be dangerous.
Yes, sir. Twan, what about you, brother?
Yeah, we're in a situation where the guys that we're relying on, they're going to be pillars of our offense. If Ashton Genty doesn't show himself, then it's not going to help out Brock Bowers. And if Brock Bowers doesn't show himself, it's not going to help out Ashton Genty. And they're definitely going to have to work together, and we're going to have to expect for them to show up. Week to week, if we have a chance, if we're going to have a chance at competing this season, I think Clint Kubiak does have a system that works well for those guys, but it is really predicated on the success of them and the things that make them successful. Right? We've seen Ashton Genty be successful last season, but we've seen how bad that offensive line was. You know what I'm saying? Like I still think it was him a miracle that he was at least to get 1,000 yards behind that offensive line that we saw. But that's one of the biggest things that even Clint Kubiak was saying. in his, I believe it was his introductory presser when he talked about, hey, it wasn't on Ashton Genty. We need to have the other parties involved helping out Ashton Genty. So it's important to see how this offense comes together. Are we going to see the white tiger, or are we actually going to really see a tiger show? And when I say that, how many times have we heard that we are going to run 12 personnel and then we end up not running 12 personnel? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this actually going to be the year that we got a coordinator that's going to come in and actually allow us to run 12 personnel and actually really have it benefit us? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a wait and see, and we're all hopeful for it, but the pillars are there. It's just we just got to make sure that the surrounding pieces are lined up.
And Washington's coming for Genty's job too.
No, Mike Washington is he doing his thing, bro. He doing his thing. And when you got a two-headed monster like that, bro, in all honesty, it don't matter who start, as long as you getting some production from both of them. I don't care who starts. You know what I mean? I just want to see production from both of them. But it's still Ashton Genty's job to lose. You know what I mean? And until then, he is the starter.
And by the way, I like, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's all talk, but I like the way Mike Washington is speaking. He don't sound like a rookie to me.
No, he don't. JT, what's your take on Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, and the offense?
Well, to speak on that, I think Mike Williams. How long was he in college for? Yeah,
Washington.
mostly. Yeah, how long was he in college for? I
4
think.
years.
Yeah, none of it. That's just the years he played. I think he was in there longer.
He was in there for 6. I believe he redshirted his first 2 years.
Yeah, he's not a normal
like
rookie.
that.
Yeah,
he was in. Was he in Buffalo? I think he was playing in Buffalo, and then he transferred.
Yeah, so he's not a normal rookie. He's almost a grown man right now. You know, he's what, 25, 26? He ain't no rookie.
I think he's closer to 23, 24.
6 years, and
I'll double check.
He's like 24, 25. So he's he probably could be 24, 25, not 26. But in real,
he's 23. Yeah, he's 23.
When's his birthday? Is he a young 23 or like an old 23? Like when the season starts, does he turn 24?
He was born July 3rd, 2003. So he just turned 23.
July 3rd. Okay, he just turned 23. So he's young 23. Okay.
Yeah.
No, not bad. So, I mean, 23. So, yeah, I mean, maturity, but I still don't think he's still older than and mentally older. So, I like it. I'll have to look more into it, but I think it does matter.
Genty only 22.
Yeah, I'm saying he's a rookie, but he's older than our starting running back. But I think it does matter who starts mentally. Mentally does. Now it does matter with how the game is going, the way these kids are coached up, and the way they mature. That starting position matters, especially financially. So, also like kind of like bringing in the previous to put more in previous. I didn't elaborate as much. This first game is going to dictate our identity. What are we? Are we going to be pass happy? Are we going to be a tight end? First. We have I think we have one of the best tight end rooms in the league with Michael Mayer, as well as Brock Bowers. I think that tandem is second to none in the league right now. And if it's coached right, There's mismatches everywhere. I think that's going to open up more of the flow of the offense if you work with that instead of trying to establish a run. I mean, establishing a run isn't going to open up your offense. If you don't have wide receivers, if you don't have people who can get open, if you don't have separation, it doesn't mean shit if you can run the ball. They're just going to load the box and prove that you can pass. We see how that happens year in and year out in the NFL. Um, I want to see what I want to see the mentality we have. I want to see what our identity is. Um, the running game will be improved simply because the O line is going to be they're more mature, they're older, they're stronger, so they're going to be better than last year. Um, Vision wise, I want to see uh, how how cohesive the running backs are with the linemen. See what the lanes are going to look like. See how strong we are compared to to other teams. Seeing if we actually can bully some teams, seeing if we can beat some people up. I don't think we have enough to be a finesse team, but I don't know how big we are really. So there's a lot. There's a lot to prove. There's a lot to show. There's a lot to witness. There's a lot to um, just be excited for. I want to see what we are. I don't know what we are. I haven't paid attention to a lot of it. We're not. We're in between a lot of positions right now. Where you really just can't tell just off of personnel. Are we a speed finesse team? We have speed, but we're not what the Chiefs were. We're not what the Rams were. With the greatest show on turf. We're not that type of speed, but we have speed. Um, can we play like power football like the Steelers or um, the Ravens, or just like smash mouth football like the Broncos used to play? We're not that big either. We have big bodies, but they're young, they're youthful, they're still getting their strength. So we're in between a lot. So identity is something that he's going to want to establish. So if he's trying to play a lot of people, uh, I just want to see how that that works. I want to see the cohesion between guys. I want to see how the O line works with each other. I want to see continuity. I just want to see guys play together. I want to see impact between the passing game and the running game. But what I want to see more is just development with the tight end. I think that's going to open up a lot more ability for the running backs to have gaps, to have more one-on-one separation, and um, seeing the mentality what Kubiak's identity is going to be for the team. That's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm not really looking forward to seeing what Ashton Jinchi is going to do, or what Brock Bauer is going to do. I mean, that's a given. I already know what that is. I just want to see how it works together, how he's going to bring this together, what mastermind what just I want to see what his mental game is. I wasn't really big on Kubiak. I know that was Dirty's like number one. So I just want to see what he does.
Okay. Okay. Um, Before we get into the next segment, I am going to release a poll. Yeah, trying to finish up the poll real quick. I thought it went through, but it didn't. So give me one hot second. One hot second, man. Sorry to put a delay in the show like that. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize.
If you need some filler, I can go. Me and Twan can go.
There's the poll. There is the poll right there.
Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe
button. He knew what was coming. He's like, "No, let me get this real quick."
Yeah, let me get this real quick. Like, all right. So, segment 3. This is where you guys get to answer the poll. The wide receiver battle. There's big talk here. This big talk right here, because we all know in order to move the football down the field, you got to be able to throw it. I mean, you got to be able to run it, but you got to be able to throw that ball too, right? So, this is a position group that we're watching very closely, because it's not settled. It hasn't been settled yet. Nobody is a clear cut number one, so we have to, basically find out. The depth chart gives us some interesting things to talk about. It's got Jalen Naylor listed as a starter. Trey Tucker is listed as a starter, and I believe is Jack Best is listed as the other starter.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it goes, right? Then you got Dante Thornton Jr. You got Malik Benson, Devin Tompkins, EJ Williams Jr., Derek Young, Philip Dorsett II, and Brandon Johnson, all competing for opportunities. And this is exactly why preseason football matters, because somebody is going to separate themselves in preseason. Somebody's going to make a play and force the coaches to say, okay. We need this guy, right? And then somebody else is going to have a bad night. That's just the reality of it. I have yet to watch a game where every receiver in that game played to perfection. I have yet to watch a game where every player on the team has played to perfection. So there's always going to be some ups and downs, some woes, right? Two of the names that I'm really looking to watch on Thursday night, I'm looking at Jack Besh and I'm looking at Malik Benson. I'm watching those two with a real close eye. They're battling real hard for that number 3 wide out receiver position. Malik Benson is a guy that I feel might step up and be like that number 1, number 2. You know what I mean? By the end of the season, but that's going to take a little bit of development. More than likely, he'll probably develop into a number 1 next year, but definitely be on the radar at the end of the year as one of the best wideouts, you know what I mean, in the NFL. Top 20. I'm putting Malik Benson in the top 20 wide receivers conversation for the end of the season, man. That's one of my bold takes. I need to somebody remind me of that. Somebody remind me that later when I get down to my bold takes. I got 4 hot bold takes that I'm gonna put out there, and then you guys can tell me what y'all feel. I'm also looking to see Trey Tucker continue to develop. He's become a really good, dependable wide receiver over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
He has. We haven't had dependable quarterback play, but we have had Trey Tucker be the bright spot of our offense. Not so much the year prior to last year. Last year, he was definitely a bright spot in our wide receiver room simply because he was damn near the only one making anything happen from the wide receiver position anyway.
So was he standing out, or was it just noticeable we were terrible?
It's a little bit of both.
It can only be one. It can't be both.
Actually, it's a little bit of both.
No. You can only pick. You can only pick one question. You can only pick one. No, but I'm saying the question is you can only pick one. You can only pick one. That's the question.
I can pick both if I have a reasonable and logical explanation to explain why I'm choosing both. I can say both. What up, AR? Blessings to you, brother. The reason why I say both, you can see in his style of play, the way he play, that he has put in the work to be better, right? To get better.
Mm-hmm.
It also goes in the category of it wasn't nobody in the room to push him anyway. But even with nobody behind you pushing you, threatening to take your job, you still go out there and give us everything you got to the best of your ability, regardless of the quarterback play, which was awful last year. Our quarterback play, by far the worst quarterback play ever in the history of the Raiders and the NFL. That's just my thought. That's just my thought.
Okay. Your opinion.
I have never seen us play that bad at quarterback. Not even with Jimmy G, bro. Not even with Jimmy G, bro. We was not that bad. We were better than 3 wins. We've been better than 3 wins.
And that Aaron Brooks.
Even if it's just 4 wins, it's more than 3.
Did Jimmy G play?
He played a couple of times.
I was gonna say
So,
I mean, Kerry Collins.
Did he play? Like, I'm just saying that dude was non-existent,
bro.
Look, so the reason why I'm saying this, man, and the reason why I want Raider Nation to answer this question for me, you know what I mean, is because if you can force defenses to respect the outside receivers, Brock Bowers becomes even more dangerous. You know what I mean? He becomes even more dangerous. Ashton Genty has more room to run. Kirk Cousins can make easier throws. And Fernando can make easier throws, regardless of whoever's in there, right? Everything connects.
Only one in there.
Everything connects. You know what I mean? So if you get the good wide receivers out there, you know what I mean, they start garnishing some respect from these defenders, these corners, these safeties. Like I said, opens up lanes for Brock Bowers, opens up running lanes for Washington and Ashton Genty. It could be easier for Fernando to get into the game. It just connects everything, right? That's the problem that we've had over the last couple of years, is that lack of connection in our offense. It don't ever seem to go together. One game will be great at running and shit at passing. Another game will be great at passing, shit at running, and then we'll have another game where we can't do shit at all. Our offense always seems like it's in a disconnect. So this year, I want to see it all come together. I'm not asking for a Super Bowl win. What I'm asking for is a team to get with the program and give me maximum effort and follow the script that is given to you, which is the game plan, every week. If it don't call for you to maneuver and change on the fly, don't do it. Don't do it. Stick to the game plan. They put it there for a reason. Don't deviate from that unless you're forced to. That's just me. So,
can I jump in first?
You can go ahead and go first. That's fine with me.
So, do we all feel that with what you say and we don't disagree? I can't speak for the other two men, but I'm just going to speak for myself. With what you just said, only one person on this list can do what we need for what you're requesting.
Okay. Look, that's what the debate is all about. It's a conversation. It's a matter.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For what you're asking, I think it's not a debate. It's fairly obvious. And with everything that we've seen with the highlights and the with just the highlight that the Raiders are showing from their little podcast to not their little podcast, to their podcast, to their clips, to their shows, to Twitter and all this social media. They only show Trey Tucker. I ain't seen nobody else. You don't see nobody else doing anything. So that tells me there's a problem. So when Nate was like, everyone's going to get burned, okay. I'm seeing that he's separating because they're terrible, or because if he was that good that he can show when he's progressed, then he Lockett last year wouldn't have been a factor on our team, but he was. He's younger, he's faster, and he kind of can resemble Lockett, but Lockett outplayed him on and off the field. So this receiver, I don't have that much expectation for the receiving core. Personally, I think we have opportunity for matchups. Like you said, Beck has intangibles that Trey doesn't. Trey has intangibles that Josh doesn't. Malik Beasley and Naylor, they're tweeners, you know? They're tweeners between the two. Nobody really stands out with anything.
Y'all gonna put some respect on Jalen Naylor's name, man.
He doesn't do anything. He's not great at anything. He's just average at everything.
And as I've said before, I don't need great.
We need good. I don't need great.
Good, good is good. Average is good because there's a lot of people that are not average. So I would say average is good, but I would venture to say Jalen Naylor is above average.
He's not.
Okay.
He wouldn't be on our team. No, I'm saying he wouldn't be on our team competing if he was above average.
Well, I don't really think it's too much of a competition. I believe it's him and Trey Tucker. You know what I mean? 1 and 2.
So right. Okay. If that was the case, who would we want as our number one receiver then?
No, I was talking about between Trey Tucker and Jalen Naylor. I wasn't even bringing up Malik and Beck. That's a whole nother different competition right now. You know what I mean? I don't expect Malik Benson to come in and compete for the starting role right now. Still a rookie. That's why I said towards the end of the season you could see towards the end of the season where he will probably blossom a whole lot more. But as it stands right now, if we're just talking weeks 1 through 6, I believe it's either Jalen Naylor or Trey Tucker. I'm leaning more towards Trey Tucker, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe in Jalen Naylor. Like I've gone back and watched Jalen Naylor's tape. He's not a bad wide receiver, bro. His hands are dependable. That's one of the best things that I like about him, bro, is he doesn't drop passes and he doesn't let passes get into the body. He catches passes with his hands.
No, that's not the question. It's his skill set outside of catching a ball.
Well, he can run. He's not slow.
Can he get open? We have 3 guys on this chart that can run. Some better than others, but they can't get open. That's been our issue. He's
creating separation in practice, so he is.
Well, come on. We know what that means. We've been here before. We know our past. We know what our corners are like. They're not good. It's not hard getting separation from a cornerback with the Las Vegas Raiders.
I don't think we have terrible cornerbacks here. We'll get into that in the next segment. You know what I mean? But I don't think that we have actually, I'm actually really excited about the corners that we do have in here. I'm looking forward to seeing them actually go out and do something. You can bend your hat, shake your head, and look down at the ground all you want to, but you know me. I give everybody the opportunity to prove me wrong. I'm gonna give you some rope. You either gonna do something with it or you gonna hang yourself.
You're not gonna hang me.
It's your choice.
I'm not letting you hang me no more. I've seen what you can do. I know what you can do. Even with the difference in scheme, you're still the same player. Even with Patrick Graham,
but we have new players.
I've seen them play.
I really like Massis. I'm not gonna jump on the McCoy wagon, as I do like McCoy. Don't get me wrong, like McCoy, but I know he's gonna have to come along just a little bit slower. I'm more looking forward to watching him in punt returns right now as it stands. I really do think Masses has the chance to step up. But like I said, we'll talk about that in segment 4 when we get to the defense. For now, we just we sticking to the wide receiver conversation.
I digress.
Worry about.
I digress. It's on you and it's on Nate and Twan.
Which one we
we on the wide receiver group.
Who what's your expectation? Who do you feel
who you got coming out? Like if you just want to answer the poll, you know what I mean? If you just want to take these 4 names. So the poll says who is going to emerge as a receiver that defenses actually have to worry about once the season begins. I got Jalen Naylor at 1, Malik Benson at 2, Trey Tucker at 3, and Jack Besh at 4.
For me, bro, it's Malik Benson's the wild card. Trey Tucker, we kind of seen what he's about. I think he's kind of peaked for me, in my opinion. Trey Tucker is who he is. Naylor, he's another kind of a wild card. Maybe Kubiak can unlock him, and then the rest of the guys I don't think there's hope for.
So Trey Tucker's peaked as a Raider or peaked just period as a receiver? You've seen what he is and you know what he is and he's not going to change.
Possibly as a Raider, but I feel like he's been around long enough, and we haven't had a lot of help for him either, considering the run of quarterbacks he's had.
It's only been 4 years.
Yeah, but he's had 4 coordinators,
6 quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we can say that, and that's been the issue with our receivers. They haven't had any opportunity to really grow with any quarterback. Yeah. It's constantly, a round robin, hey, we're going to fill in here. So it's like, okay, the velocity of the ball is different. I can't do my goal ball. Like Trey Tucker is great with certain quarterbacks, and he's going to be terrible with other quarterbacks because they just can't, he can outrun their ball. That's his issue, is he's too fast that a lot of quarterbacks just can't throw the deep ball to him. He doesn't understand how
to. My guy, what's good with you?
So he doesn't understand. Like, I think that's the biggest issue that we have with our receivers is that some guys outrun the ball and they outrun their play and they outrun their route, and they don't know how to run routes. Which is why when Tyler Lockett came, he got all the burn, was getting all the passes because he knows how to run the route and run to get open. And that's why I was so big on saying we needed to bring it in week 1 with Geno Smith to make these quarterbacks comfortable. 1, they get comfortable. 2, they can teach these young guys how to get open. Like, with Kirk Cousins, we needed to bring in guys who he's worked with that excelled under him. And we're not doing that. So now these guys are going to have to learn on the fly. They're going to have to understand his cadence, his mannerisms, how he reacts. Like Max had to learn the hard way, where they almost got into a tussle because of just, he's a no shit guy. He can only take so much. You can't be too. He's an older guy. He's not too playful, and if you're gonna do some shit, he's gonna approach you and step to you. So we need those guys who can. My fault. I'm over. It's just I don't see it with this wide receiver core. So it's like, but if he can't do it with Kirk, let's be honest. Kirk is only here for a certain amount of time. Fernando is eventually going to take over.
See, that's one of the things that I look at, because you had brought it up about a minute and 40 seconds back. The quarterbacks and the wide receivers not having the opportunity to form a cohesion. It's one of the reasons why I think, Mendoza does come in the middle of the season if they're not going to go with Kirk Cousins next year for $60 million.
Yeah. Well, you see what that cohesion,
huh?
You're doing it again, though. You're now changing our quarterback for these wide receivers in the mid of the season. Now they got to learn another quarterback.
As long as they continue to get work throughout the year with that quarterback, be it at practice or whatever. If it's just first team reps, I mean, it's still you're trying to build a cohesion, right? And
Mhm.
you don't see Kirk Cousins in the future for next year. You have to bring in Mendoza to create that cohesion now and not wait till the beginning of next year to create that. You know what I mean? So it all depends on what the Raiders record is, right? And I'll
Mhm.
be honest, the Raiders will have no problem at all giving Kirk Cousins that 60 mil. I know you guys don't want to hear it, but if Kirk Cousins fucks around and takes the Las Vegas Raiders to the playoffs, they're going to give him that $60 million.
Even if he takes us, that I don't even if he
I
goes to play, unless he goes deep,
if he
unless we
goes and
go
win, if he
deep.
goes and wins one game, if he loses the first game, no. But if he goes and he wins one game and gets him at least to the second round, they're gonna give him that money, bro.
He
And
gotta go
you're gonna wait
past
another
60?
year.
60?
That's
We're
what
gonna win.
that's what the
We're gonna win
contract
our
states.
division.
When you got your guy, when you got your predecessor already there?
I understand it, but you also have to go with the hot hand. If they feel like
For
Kirk
how?
Cousins,
But I mean,
but
60 means
I understand. I'm not arguing the money. I already said you ain't gonna like the fact that I said 60 mil.
no. I'm
I
thinking
get
of
it.
yeah,
I'm
not
not a
the.
fan of it.
Now, how many
I
years
don't
is
want
that
to
to
do it.
60?
I
Yeah,
don't want to do it.
how
I'm
many
just saying
years would you give 60? How many
that
years is what I'm
that's
saying?
believe it or not, that 60 is for one fucking year, bro.
Shaggy?
That's a 1 year contract, bro. If we keep him and sign him next year, bro, we owe him $60 million next year.
Oh, 1 year. He would be the highest paid quarterback.
Ever.
It's the market.
No, not for 1 year.
Hey,
If we're paying him
ever.
60, if we pay him 60, that's going to set. Like I'm
Bro, the
not even.
market's already sitting at 58.
Yeah,
Right.
and what is he making?
Right now, this year, 13.
He's making 13. So you're telling me he wins one playoff game, you now go from 13 to 60?
Bro,
No, the Jets are still paying him.
yeah, it does not matter. That's just how the contract is written.
The Falcons.
That if we elect to take him next year, we owe him $60 million. I'm just saying.
It's the market.
It's the
Even,
market.
No,
I don't agree with it.
even
I
if
don't
we
agree with it.
even if we franchise tagged them, it would be you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, well, I mean, we could renegotiate. He's not getting 60. I don't even
Look,
care.
I understand.
Unless he go to
We
the
talking
conference
first off,
championships, then yes. I don't see any way.
we talking Kirk Cousins' agent. He ain't renegotiating shit. He's gotten this man paid for 15 years, bro. He has gotten this man paid.
And that's my point exactly.
Paid.
He's on his last leg because you come to the Raiders to get paid.
On this last leg, bro. We are
Yeah.
the ones holding him up.
And that's what I'm saying. So there's no market for him.
There's people saying that his arm is shot too.
Yeah, there's no market. The reason he came to the Raiders is because there is no market.
He came because Derek Carr decided not to play here because we didn't have all the pieces in place that we needed to have in order for him to play.
Yeah, but there's other quarterbacks who could have came here too.
We wasn't going for no other quarterbacks. Our coach wanted a quarterback that he could depend on. There was only two guys available that he could depend on.
Okay,
one declined to come here and play because he's chasing a Super Bowl. If it ain't about a Super Bowl, he ain't playing.
And let's not forget, remember who's our GM and what is our GM's tendencies. Our GM's tendency is that he loves his picks. So if you have a situation where you can pay for a quarterback versus bringing a quarterback over because you're giving up picks, because remember, Derek Carr was retired. So you got to give the Saints something in order for them to free that up. What?
Didn't he only have to miss a year? He only had to miss a year, and then he could have came. I think that was his year was already up, and we didn't have to give it anything.
Year wasn't up. Year wouldn't have been up until
this year
started. Yeah.
Okay.
Not saying it was going to be like a first first round pick or anything like that, but you're still giving up picks. You know what I'm saying? Or
in
a
order
pick
to have him in
to-
camp, and we'd
Yeah.
have had to give up something, or
Yeah.
just have the Saints just flat out release him and save some money. He could have redid a deal with them, like, hey, look, you owe me 24. Say you give me 6 of that, and then let me go. I can go sign wherever I want to go play, and actually get a Super Bowl. What does Super Bowl cost for you, or what are you willing to give up to go chase that ring? You know what I mean? Because you're gonna make it on the back end. You're gonna make it on the back end. So
So, those two words in the Raiders don't mix right now.
I understand. I understand. And as I said, I'm not yelling Super Bowl, but we got off topic, man. The topic
I was
about
trying to say.
wide receivers, and we moved on somewhere else. But
No, it's kind of still on topic because the wide receivers are going to go as far as our quarterback goes. The quarterback is going to make our.
But that wasn't what the segment was about. That wasn't what the segment was about. It was about the wide receiver battle. It was basically who's going to emerge as an actual candidate for defenses to worry about as the season progresses. Say we get to week 6, week 7. Which one of these dudes do you think is going to be the number one that's going to command a defense's respect? Who you got on this board right here?
Naylor.
I answered Antoine. I answered.
I you know what, I don't, and you know what I'm saying, I don't think I'm coming at anybody personally. I just come against your take. I don't get all the Trey Tucker slander, especially in regards to him being the most productive wide receiver we had last year, with all the myriad of things that were going wrong with our offense. You can contribute it to the offensive line play. You can contribute it to the quarterback that we had, and I can only imagine with him having over 700 yards with the Geno Smith in the offensive line, that if we had a competent quarterback and a decent offensive line, he would have easily hit 1,000 yards last year. So I think that's also what Clint Kubiak is seeing in regards to Trey Tucker, because if you go back to his initial his introductory presser, one of the first names that came out of his mouth was Trey Tucker and how much he liked Trey Tucker. There was something that he saw within Trey Tucker that he found a liking to. So with that being said, I think that Trey Tucker is going to be a little more surprising than a lot of than a lot of people want to give credit to, and it's because of Clint Kubiak and the way that he runs his offense. We're in a situation that we have a competent play caller that's not just going to be calling rainbows and unicorns. You know what I'm saying? He's going to call stuff that actually makes sense. And I think with our wide receivers, the one of the things that we need to consider in regards to our wide receivers is that our wide receivers as a group is what's going to benefit off of the eatings of Brock Bowers. Because if we look at a defense is going to look at who I need to lock down first order of business in a pass game. They're trying to locate where Brock Bowers is. So that means if you have speed on the outside, and guess what? Not just only Trey Tucker has speed, but the other guy on the other side has speed. So you got speed on both sides of the field, and they still have to address the person in the middle, who's Brock Bowers. So I think that's the benefit. That's what we're going to have here. I don't think we necessarily have a star, but I think if you ask me who's going to eat out of all the wide receivers in this group, it's going to be Trey Tucker, because again, before Clint Kubiak stepped on that grass, there was something that he was looking at in Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I hope you're right, bro. But yeah,
he was talking to me, Nate.
So we got that was segment 3. We got
No,
3 more segments, and
I know.
It's not just you.
I've already passed that hour. We got 3 more segments. So we're gonna try to speed this up just a little bit. This is segment 4. This is our defense. And I believe, me personally, I believe this is where Raider Nation starts to get excited. Because we watching Max Crosby, the man, the myth, the problem. Right? The problem.
Say that last word again.
Max Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
The man, the myth, the problem.
He's a problem.
Is that the tagline? Is that his new tagline?
I'm glad somebody realizes that he's a problem. But go ahead and
right. Now, y'all got y'all way of looking at it. Got my way.
No, don't you run don't run, Twan. I don't need to see that. I need to see that face.
I gotta put some clothes in the dryer.
Okay.
So
I'll leave my beautiful mug on here.
Everybody's excited because I'm saying the man, the myth, the problem. Now, with that being said, Max Crosby is the kind of player who can change an entire football game. Just saying.
In his 7 years, can you name 3?
I know he needs to be healthy. I need to see him move. I need to see that explosion. But I still believe, because I've believed this for many years, and I hate having to defend it, but it's the reality. Max Crosby has that motor that can change an entire football game. If he could just figure out how to slow down a little bit and stop over pursuing, Max would be freaking phenomenal, bro. Max is great right now. But if Max can make a few more tackles, not miss, you know what I mean? I guarantee you Max could be phenomenal because Max would have phenomenal numbers, bro. If you go back and look at the highlight films of last year, well, not the highlight films, but if you go back and watch game film from last year, you will see Max Crosby missed a total of 14 sacks with over pursuing. So it's not to say that he can't have these big numbers that everybody else gets and has, because he has the opportunity. His over pursuit is what takes him out of that conversation. I personally counted 14 missed sacks by Max Crosby last year due to over pursuit. So while he's the man and the myth, it's also the problem as well. And if he can somehow figure out a way, just drop a gear before he missed the tackle, he could be a really, really big problem to the NFL in a good way for us. I got more about the defense, but I'm gonna let y'all chime in on this one right here.
I'm gonna go last because I feel my alias might come out, so I'm gonna go last.
Coming off an injury, bro, I don't. I hope. Yeah, all that sounds like the hype video. Yeah. I don't. Nah.
How injured was he though?
Yeah.
I mean, who's not injured at the end of the year? It's not like he couldn't play. He could play.
Yeah.
So he was hurt.
He wanted to play. He couldn't play.
No, he could play. The team was saying he was injured when he wasn't. He was hurt. He wasn't injured. There's a difference, and we all know that.
Strategically.
Regardless,
Yeah.
That's regardless. We on a whole new year. I'm not trying to look at the past. I'm trying to focus more towards the future, and I believe the Raiders have a bright future ahead of them.
Well, we're just talking about this, bro. We looked
Yeah.
into patterns, and I mean, you look at patterns, and the patterns that Max has showed me is he's he's a good player. He's our best player. He plays with hella effort. I love the way he plays. The effort is there, 110%. But at the end of the day, we're not winning games, bro. So, but hopefully this regime can get that straight. But I feel like a broken record, bro. I said that the past 3 regimes, the past 3 years. So, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just I'm hopeful again, but as a Raider fan, I'm also cautious just because this is everything's brand new. We got some key players coming back, and Max is coming off an injury. The surgery it wasn't too major, but it's still something to keep an eye on, especially with the Ravens backing out the trade and saying it was worse than they thought it was. So it's just there's some red flags I'm cautious about, but I so far what you see from Max, he's out there, he's doing 110%. We'll see.
Nate, you said red. You know, Max Crosby don't care about red. You know, the one that has a sack summit, but he seems to always get tackles for loss. He should change his summit to tackle for loss summit, because obviously he ain't learned how to sack anybody.
TFLs matter. TFLs matter.
I'm off the bus. You know what I'm saying? I'm off the bus in regards to Max Crosby. I'm not riding the train in regards to Max Crosby on a whole lot of levels. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about some of the things that he's doing in practice that he shouldn't be doing in practice. We can talk about his conduct, you know what I'm saying, as a leader, you know what I'm saying, in these pressers, and the example that he's setting in these pressers. I can keep going on this dude. So I'm off the bus in regards to Max Crosby. I don't think I think he really is a problem at this point. You have Clint Kubiak talking about you know, a team effort, but then every time I turn around and really take off this Raider cap, because some people don't like to do that, I take off this Raider cap and I really look at Max Crosby and realize that what is he doing team wise? What has he done team wise? Listen to go, and I've told people this before. Go listen to his pressers and see how much he talks about we, team. Everything's about him. Everything's about him. Why does he? What is the first thing that comes out of his mouth anytime he gets some kind of accolade? Oh, I want to be the greatest. I want to be the great. I. When this coach is already saying that it's about the team, how many times has he put that out there? Who is he talking to when he says team? Who did he have to sit down because he wasn't for the team? Anytime you try to kill a quarterback, not once but twice, because anytime you hit a quarterback in his arm, you're risking injury. Oh, I gotta get my reps in. I gotta show everybody that I can get to the quarterback. It's not that time. And if you're a leader, you should know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Because not only you need to control yourself, but you got all these young teams. Let's go. Let's think about that mentally. How many people do we got on this? How many young people that we got on this team? We don't got vets like that. So all these young people are looking at Max Crosby being Mr. Cardio and Mr. Workout and the best workout, you know, best work ethic, but then also showing them bad habits. So I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to take over, but
good. No, you all good. That was your moment.
It really gets under my skin because the one person that we need, Mr. Flock Nation himself, that we need to not buck the system is bucking the system. And nobody wants to talk about that. Tell me where I'm wrong. Please tell me where I'm wrong.
JT's turn. What you got, JT?
Twan.
Right, we the people. Kobe did bully his teammates.
So
Get them into championships.
I'm gonna say this. This ain't an attack on nobody, Twan. I agree with a lot of things that you said. I agree with a couple things that Nate said and Dirty said. I do disagree with a couple of things you said and the panel said.
Well, we figured when you said some, you had to disagree with something.
Now, what I do agree with you on, the cheap, dirty, questionable hits during, practice when you're wearing a red jersey, it's unacceptable. That's sending a bad message. I can try and argue, but it would be in poor taste. So I'm not. It was just wrong. And he knew it, which is why he had to come and apologize in front of the team, to Kurt, and in public, which is what he did.
It's been going on for years. It's been happening for years.
Yeah, but okay, I'm going to say this. Everyone talks about Raider mentality. And we finally have someone who shows it. But now people want to bitch about it. Right? He wasn't doing it for a while. He wasn't really acting out like this or being a bully, playing physical. He wasn't doing that. But when your team is called soft, your team, remember, it wasn't really his team. We were trying to find a leader. He was forced to be leader. And when you're the face of the franchise and your team is called soft, that's a problem. You got to change the mentality of that locker room. Because week in and week out, they were getting pumped for the last 10, 12 years. That mentality had to change. I got to come with a different personality. So was he overstepping his boundaries because he's learning on the fly? He ain't got no real vet to teach him or tell him, hey, calm down, young one. He don't have no Calais Campbell in the locker room that I've been trying to get for the last 4 years. He ain't get no Warren Sapp. He ain't get no Darren Brooks. He ain't get no Will Compton, who's really good at mentoring young guys. We don't have that. He ain't got no Stuart Schwager in there. We don't got none of that. It's just him. Jonathan Hankins was ran off. All the leaders were run off
by McDaniels.
But also the last we got rid of who was the middle linebacker who's now back with Pittsburgh. I mean, we ran off a couple of guys. We ran off your guy. He's a great locker room guy. Someone he can lean on. Perryman is another person you can lean on.
I was real mad at that, but we ain't gonna get into that because it was so long.
So I'm saying he is now the voice for every position until Kurt came in there. Now Kurt is the guy. He's challenging my regime that I finally got. So yeah, we bump heads. Kurt is going to manage different. He's going to lead different. He's going to have a mentality that we've had for the past 5, 6, 7 years. And that shit didn't work. That shit got me called soft. That shit got me going from being an elite player to being, he's almost just average. He's above average.
So I'm gonna hold you up real quick. I'm gonna hold you up because I got a feeling I know where you're going. So I want to throw this question in there real quick
Mm-hmm.
because this is the bigger question. This is the bigger question. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got a feeling where you're going. What does the defense look like around him? Remember, we added Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, and N'Kobe Dean, right? And then you got Tonka Hemingway, who's getting attention during camp, listed ahead of some of the veterans on the early depth chart. It's early. It's still preseason. We haven't really started preseason yet, but as it's starting to unfold, he is ahead of some veterans on the depth chart, right? But then, and this is the interesting thing to me, this is my favorite part of defense, the secondary, right? Now, I know we don't have the greatest secondary. You know what I mean? I know we don't have the greatest secondary, but Jamad McCoy is one of the guys everybody wants to see. He's one of the players. I mean, he had a high ceiling before his injury. You know what I mean? He missed all of last year, so his first game back in it. You know what I mean? Playing football will be an NFL preseason game, so it's going to be a lot of eyes on him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um,
Is it?
he's been working his way back on the field. So, like I said, you know what I mean. And then you gotta remember this. It isn't about it isn't about whether McCoy plays well. It's about what happens to everybody else if he does, right? Let's and just think about it. I know I'm putting a lot on your plate, so try to remember some of this that I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
because competition makes everybody better, right? You know that as a football player. I know that. Nate knows that. Twan knows that. I don't know if Twan played ball, but I know Twan knows sports, right? And everybody knows that competition is supposed to make everybody better, right? And when I say that because you got players like Richardson, who's been climbing the depth chart. You know what I mean? I know we all got mixed feelings about, Richardson being here like last year, and I believe he was here the year before. Didn't really show too much promise till the end of last year. Um, he was kind of remind me of like the way Tyree play. You know what I mean? Show up sometimes, disappear other games. You know what I mean? One of the reasons why we had to let him go. Just the game disappears way too much. But from all reports that I'm gathering, this offseason, it looks like he stepped up a little bit. Stepped the same thing for Darian Porter. They're saying he stepped his game up a little bit, right? So if you got players like McCoy, you know what I mean? You got players like Massis, rookies, you know what I mean, that are reportedly out there pushing for starting jobs. And one of the problems that we've always had, for the last couple of years really has been our secondary. You know what I mean? It's really
Linebackers.
it's been our linebackers too, but a lot of it has been our secondary. Ever since we got rid of my boy,
That's me, yeah.
huh? Robinson. Ever since we got rid of my boy Robinson, you know what I mean? Not so much Nate. Everybody know me. I felt like Robinson was the heart of the defense.
No, I'm thinking about Asman Young. I ain't even talking about. I'm talking about it's been that long since the secondary's been something to talk about.
Like for me, just for me, you know what I mean? With all of that being said, you know what I mean? So now you got competition, which is exactly what you want to see, right? I know it's exactly what I want to see. I don't want to see jobs just handed out. I want to see jobs earned.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't want to see nobody just get the job just because you was here last year. You got to earn it. So with all of that, with everything that has changed with this defense, when you go back and revisit the Max Crosby situation, was it an asshole move? Yes.
For what?
Yes, it was. For hitting the quarterback. We all know you're not supposed to hit the quarterback, bro.
Especially
we
with
all
the
know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an asshole move, right? But I will say that asshole move, the team has been different ever since.
Was it worth it then?
The crazy thing about it is, I start to lean more towards what Nutty Raider Nate was saying. Was it scripted?
Mm-mm. Never.
I don't think it was.
You can't script that.
But when you look at the totality of the whole event, either it was scripted or what I feel was just one of those things that had to take place. Sometimes, you got to do bad in order to get a good result. You ever heard that?
Yeah, it was organic.
I mean, like,
it was organic.
I don't know if anybody else has ever heard that. I've been told that. Sometimes you got to do bad to get a good result.
Mm-hmm. So can I jump in real quick? So
yeah, you can jump in. I just feel like, in my opinion, it was an asshole move. But if the result that I'm getting from the team now is better than what I was getting before it happened, I'm willing to let it go if Kirk is.
That would be good leadership when the results work. He just took drastic measures. Now, when most people have to do that, no.
Kurt's gonna let it go regardless. We know Kurt's mentality.
Kurt got out of character.
That's why I said that.
Yeah,
because I was gonna let it go regardless, bro. I'm on the side of shit. If the results work, I'm not tripping. But
if I'm Kurt,
way to say it is if Kurt lets it go, I'll let it go.
If I'm my thing.
No, but I'm just saying, like, my title is similar to his. Like, he's built in a situation where no matter what someone does to him, he's going to be working to forgive that person. So he's a turn the other cheek type of person. So that's why it was huge to see that he flared up the way that he flared up. You know what I'm saying? To actually get into Max Crosby's face, because that's outside of his character to try to jack somebody.
But see, that's that thing, saying sometimes people need that spark.
You gotta pull it out of them.
Sometimes you gotta pull that fire out of a person.
Setting the tone.
Nate, what you got for it? Because Nate was like, man, this shit scripted. So
no, it's not scripted when a motherfucker's willing to fight you. A motherfucker was willing to be like, fuck you and his team. That ain't scripted. The apology. Go ahead.
In my opinion, I kind of saw it as like there was some sort of gentleman's agreement, and they agreed on something, and
I would agree with you.
They turned up the intensity. It was intentional for sure.
No, I would agree with you if it was an offensive lineman. If that was an offensive lineman he did that would have happened to, an offensive lineman would have scrapped. Yeah. No, but it wasn't. The quarterback. No. The quarterback never should be in that position to begin with, where he has to get in somebody's face where he's going to scrap.
That's the issue, bro. We don't got any dogs on the O-line that are.
Which is why he challenged the quarterback. Which is why he did that. To force that. There's guys who would do it. Like, that doesn't happen. JPJ will scrap with you.
That was my point.
Cole Miller will scrap with you.
Max has been disrupting practice since Josh McDaniels' days, bro, and before that even.
So
Who knows?
John
but
Gruden-
yeah, but
he's been
no,
doing
but
that with John. Remember, John Gruden said, "Man, if Mad Max fucking disrupts Carr one more fucking time."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's been saying, get somebody in here to block me. Like, okay, let's go trade for Joe Alt and fucking then we could have a solid practice because we got somebody in that can block you, Joe Alt.
but but those guys are. I understand what you guys are saying, but you have to also understand those guys are required. That type of attitude is required when you're playing football at a high level. I understand you guys are gonna say that's extreme.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable. It's something you do. The only problem, the reason why it's an issue is because we saw it on camera.
We have too many holes.
If there was no cameras, this is just a normal scrap that got too far.
Who's adding a notch on their belt by beating DJ Glaze?
He's
That's a big ass man. I'll give you a notch.
Who's putting a notch on their belt by beating DJ Glaze?
I am, because I'm 47.
Me? Me? I mean, it ain't much of a notch because we're saying it as Max Crosby. You're talking on that level, but Max Crosby ain't getting that respect. We're giving him that respect as fans. His peers are not.
Because they know what time it is.
They don't anymore. He's not even voted as a top tier guy.
Who?
Max.
You crazy?
He's not.
You crazy?
He's not. You can say I'm crazy all you want. Go look at the sheet.
Well, maybe not in the tippity top tier, but he's.
But that's where he's supposed to be. That's the type of talent he has. He's that type of caliber of player.
When he's healthy.
I'm with you, JT. I don't want him to lose his intensity at all. But at some point, we got to get some.
Yeah, but he's
got to get some solid reps.
But let's be real. We've been bitches, man. This team is full of bitches. Is still.
But it ain't full. It might be a sprinkle because there's a sprinkle on every team.
Bitches and busters, man. That's the team. A bunch of bitches and busters. And no, because if Max was really, what Max should have got his head knocked the fuck off by one of the linemen, and no one did do it.
Yeah.
So there's still some busters. No one did shit. Should have not. No one knocked his head off.
That's not true.
They did no. If you do that to my quarterback, I'm knocking your fucking head off. You can ask anybody out there.
So where's Colton Miller, the longest tenured Raider?
First off,
bitches and busters, bro.
First off, we don't even know what he did. Okay,
he broke the law.
There's no video evidence to show us exactly what he did. So therefore, hold on, brother. Hold on. Because you calling our players bitches and busters, and I'm not okay with that. Because I don't want to root for a team full of bitches and busters.
No, it's not a team full of them. It's just
you said.
The offensive line.
We got some holes, Dirty. We got some holes.
I'm saying the past decade we've had.
Argue that there's a sprinkle of bitches and busters. Every team got them. Every team got them.
But right? For us to beat,
hold on. Let me finish.
Floor is yours.
What I was saying is, we have no video evidence to support what actually took place. So therefore, we cannot judge what response should be given. Now, when they got to arguing, because there was no punches thrown, it was just some arguing, some back and forth. You a bitch, no, you a bitch. I fucked you up. And then I heard somebody say, man, I wish you would.
Man, yeah, NBA.
And apparently it was Max Crosby who said, I wish you would, because Kirk Cousins was mad enough to say, I'll fuck you up. So, and he don't cuss. Kirk Cousins don't cuss. He kind of like Phillip Rivers.
No, hell no.
Not as bad as Phillip Rivers. I don't think there's anybody as bad as Phillip Rivers. You know what I mean?
They would have been fighting if Phillip Rivers was like
Josh Willikers is 2 words I should never hear on a football field from a quarterback. Josh Willikers.
With Josh Willikers?
Yeah, bro. If you ever watch Mic'd Up with Phillip Rivers, bro, he's done a couple of them, bro. And I was watching this one where he missed a pass, bro. And the words he said was Josh Willikers, bro. Josh Willikers, because he doesn't cuss.
Phillip Rivers?
That was like his. Huh? Phillip Rivers does not cuss, bro.
You didn't know that, JT?
Phillip Rivers does not cuss at all, bro. When he makes a mistake on the football field, his mic'd ups are the funniest mic'd ups in the NFL because he doesn't cuss, bro. So when he gets mad, he uses words like "G golly," Josh Willikers. You know what I mean? Like
I heard him cuss when he was with the Colts.
He doesn't cuss.
No.
He told me that. I know he was cussing in NC State. I know he was cussing when he got into it.
NFL fan will tell you this is a known fact. Phillip Rivers does not curse, bro, at all, for no reason.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
No, I mean, yeah,
he has never dropped a curse bomb in the NFL at all.
That's why NFL players, like, when they ask who talks the most trash, most of them, when they'll say Phillip Rivers talks the most trash, but he won't cuss at you.
But he won't cuss at you.
Oh, he ain't gonna cuss you out like a sailor, but
no, he talks trash.
Yeah,
Phillip Rivers talks trash, but because he doesn't cuss, it hurts more when he says it because he uses the craziest words, bro. When he trash talks you, like,
yeah, because boy for me is like a cuss word. You ain't gonna call me boy. But, okay, so
I'm just saying.
I'm saying there is video. There has, and that's my problem. I've seen some of the.
I'll whoop your fanny, bro.
Yeah, but it's. My thing is, he was wrong because he apologized. It was wrong because he's apologizing. He had to apologize. Go ahead,
Nate. I'm a dip. Y'all have a good show.
Yes, sir. I'm on. Finish up right now.
My pleasure.
Like this is just like I was closing too.
Appreciate you.
I'm about to turn into a pumpkin.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
So, peace.
So,
I'm gonna say this. So
let's jump into the Thursday night segment.
Oh, I was gonna respond to what you asked. Yeah. For the defense, right? I think for what you were asking, what you told me to respond to, I think this is the most talented bunch of players he's had around him for Max, and that you have guys playing in their correct natural position. A lot of his career, he had projects and people being put in position to try something out, and he really didn't have naturally skilled guys know what they were doing with IQ to back it up. So this is going to be his most talented bunch of guys around him. This feeling for the defense, I mean, I don't know. Patrick Graham has scarred me with the defense. So they just have to show me, you got to show me, what you're doing out there.
I can dig that.
I can't blame Patrick Graham.
I can 100% blame Patrick Graham on why this guy has a lot of bad tendencies and did a lot of things that he does that have become bad habits. Was because of your shitty ass coaching, your shitty ass point, focus on emphasis, your crappy ass eye for talent forced me to have to do things that allowed me to develop these bad habits, which allowed me to be out of position because I had to be forced to do something to make a play. So yeah, Patrick Graham is one of the worst fucking coaches I've ever seen. Right up there with Josh McDaniels. Y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want. That guy ain't. He wasn't worth his fucking contract. Great man, shitty ass coach.
I I'm gonna hold judgment until I see what he does in Pittsburgh.
You've seen what he's done multiple places.
I
It's not
have
going to
not.
change.
Here's my problem, bro. I have only seen Patrick Graham get to coach his defense 1 year, bro. I'm being dead honest about that, bro. I've only got to see that man call his defense for 1 year.
Where?
That was the year he was with AP. That was the only time he was left to his own defense.
He was a defensive coordinator at other places.
I understand.
So
other
that
places
matters.
where he had success.
Where?
Other places where he had success in New York.
Where?
It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't, you know what I mean? But he had success in New York.
Well, who?
Let me look it up. I'm bringing facts this year. I'm not.
I mean, you have Michael Strahan, Justin Tucker, and all them. I mean, that shit plays itself. You had what? They coached themselves. Antonio Pierce, that defense coached himself. Jason Sehorn, no, he didn't coach that. After they left, that's when he took over, and what he do with that after that? Nah, man, that dude is trash. He's up there with Doc Rivers type of trash in coaching, undeserving with the accolades he's gotten. Josh McDaniels is another one for me. So no, hell no. He's the reason why so many guys on our team have bad habits, lack of development. He's the catalyst of the defense. He's the catalyst of the issues that we've had on defense for fucking his whole tenure here. He allowed Max Crosby to develop bad habits. He wasn't coaching him. He wasn't telling him, hey, you're making a mistake every time you do this and you leave us on the fucking island when you go wide. I called that shit out way before anybody was saying that it was a problem. When Max was leading the lead in sacks, I was like, it's a fucking issue. It's a fucking issue. I was telling you, when he was getting them sacks, he's doing the shit way too much. He should have at least 10 more sacks. He should have broke the fucking sack record a long time ago. Not Myles Garrett. But now that he's not getting the sacks, it's a fucking problem. But that was Patrick Graham allowing him to develop those fucking bad habits. Now they're an issue. And he can't fix them because no one was telling him what he was doing wrong.
So he has a Super Bowl with New England.
Was he the defensive coordinator or was that
linebacker coach?
So no.
He's only been a defensive coordinator
New York
twice. He's only been a defensive coordinator. Well, yeah, he's been a defensive coordinator 3 times. Miami in 2019, the New York Giants 2020 and 2021, and then the Raiders from 2022 to 2025, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And look at what those defenses were.
In 2018, Patrick Graham was hired as the Green Bay Packers to be the run game coordinator. 2019 was the defensive coordinator in Miami. So let's find out, what did Miami do the
year prior, the year he was there, and then the year he left?
Offense, defense, rank. And
let me open this up. Actually, I could do it too. Hold on, this shit up. Turn it on a minute. Close this. Ignore.
So, and man, I hate this shit.
So,
This shit don't make no sense. They want to give me individualities. I want where did they rank?
um, in Miami, they were giving up 32 points a game. In the Giants, his first year, they're giving up 24 points a game. That was 2020. 2021, they were averaging 29. The Raiders, they were averaging 22. And no, that can't be right. 16 points a game. That can't be right.
What?
In 2023, it says the Raiders were only giving up 23 points a game. That ain't nowhere near right.
16. We were only giving up 16 points a game.
That's what it says.
Yeah, that was the year he was left to his own devices as for the defense. That was the year under AP. Our offense was struggling, not our defense. Our offense was struggling under Minshew. You know what I mean? Because they wanted Aiden O'Connell to play, and he was forced to play Minshew. Because that was the 1 year. That was the 1 year where he was left in charge of his own defense. That's why I say Patrick Graham is not a bad defensive coordinator. If you let him coach his players the way he knows how to coach his players. Pete Carroll came in, and it was by far the worst season ever that Patrick Graham had as a defensive coordinator.
So it was 19.5.
Carroll kept interrupting. That's why I said, like, I'm interested to see what he will do in Pittsburgh, left to his own If you just let that man coach his defense, bro, you'll be fine. And it's been proven in 2025. It was proven in 2023. It was proven. Just let him coach his defense, and they will hold teams to 16 points a game.
And remember, the Steelers is not an offensive team. That's a defensive team. So they have talent on that team. That D line alone kills our D line.
And to get the job as a defensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, that's big, bro. That's a defensive city. That's why it's called the Steel Curtain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion, but let's move forward. We were supposed to talk about Thursday night. I know it's the first show back, so we went over schedule. I appreciate y'all who tuned in and are still tuned in, man. Let's get into the Thursday night. So Raiders Cardinals preseason football, and here's what I'm watching. I got 5 things that I'm watching, and then you guys think of your 5, and then I'd come to you. Number 1 for me is the quarterback play. I want to see Cousins operate the offense. Then I want to see Mendoza get his opportunity. Number 2, the offensive line. Can they protect? Can they run block? Can they give this offense a chance to establish an identity? Number 3, Ashton Genty. Does the rookie look like does he look like a rookie, or does he look like somebody who belongs? All right. Number 4, Brock Bowers. How is he being used? And number 5, the young defensive backs. Who makes plays? Who gets beat? Who responds? Because those are the players who are going to make this roster decision very difficult. And that's a good thing if you want difficult decisions. That means you got competition. So those are my takes. This is what I feel when I say, the offensive line, can they protect? I mean run and block. You know what I mean? I mean run and block. I want to see you protect the quarterback, bro. I don't want to see the quarterback get touched, especially in preseason. You're not tired. You got fresh legs. You should be energetic. This is the time. This is where you go out there and prove you belong. That's what I love about preseason, bro. This is where the hunger. This is where the hunger starts, bro. You got to be hungry out here, man. You got to be hungry, bro, because it's a 53-man roster and there's 91 of y'all. Even veterans get cut. So I want to see hunger, bro. I want to see my quarterback stand upright, nice and clean. That's what I want to see it, because I don't want to just see it now. I want to see it every game, but it starts now. If y'all look rugged and lackluster, it's not going to be okay. It's just not. So, what y'all got?
Real simple. Does our offense look like an offense? Does our defense look like a defense? Does it look like it'll beat San Jose State, or will it get beat by San Jose State? That's what I'm looking at. Make it make sense.
And I'll kind of piggyback off of Twan, but and really just show me an identity. What are we? What are we? Are we gonna be busters? Are we gonna be bullies? Are we gonna be finesse? Are we gonna be power? Just show me something. Show me something. Because what you've tried to show me or what you tell me you are, I've heard the last 3 or 4 preseasons. They look great. You tell me what something that when it comes down to it, when it's week 1, week 2, week 3, it looked totally opposite than what we saw in the preseason. So show me something. Also, to close out, 2023 was a split year when Antonio Pierce took over. When Antonio Pierce coached his first year, we gave up 27 points and then 30 points last year with Patrick Graham. So he had 1 year. But I digress. Just show me something. Just give me an identity finally. We've been identityless for too long. Just let us see something that we're going to stick to and follow through. Follow through. That's what I want to see. Follow through. Show me something and follow through with it. That's what I want to see.
So I can
Yeah.
dig it.
Yeah.
Last segment of the show. Very last segment of the show. This is my biggest Raider question. So I had to write this down because I didn't want to forget. I had to write this down. My biggest question is going into preseason opener. Is this Raiders team going to have an identity? Because talent is one thing. Names, that's something else. Depth charts, they change. They fluctuate. But what are the Raiders going to be? Are they going to be physical? I would expect that you would not want to get ran over in the NFL. Physicality should never be a question when it comes to the NFL. If you don't go out there and play physical, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get ran over. You're going to get abused. and then you're gonna get benched. So even though I posed the question, are they gonna be physical? I feel like physicality should never be a question when it comes to the NFL. Anybody different from that?
No.
Not really. I mean, intensity. Can we have multiple people match the intensity of Max? You can't just have one person.
That's a tall glass of water to drink, especially.
No, it's not. No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Everybody. So, I'm sorry, bro. Look.
No. I'm not saying match his motor. I said match his intensity. You can't match his motor. I understand that.
Okay.
Intensity.
Okay. I get you. The want, the will. You know.
Yeah. Yo, if I'm running here to scrap, yo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree with that. Because I'm thinking intensity and motor. I kind of associate the two.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when you separate them, explain. Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from.
His motor is
his motor is unmatched by many
second to none
in NFL, bro.
Second to none.
Second to none. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but intensity, you can match his intensity. You ain't got to take his shit. Like Kirk Cousins matches intensity, so it's there.
Yeah,
we just need the big boys to. I had enough of your shit. That like Twan. I had enough of your shit, dog. I'm a God-loving, fair man, but damn it, my hands is weapons. Psalms 144. You know the verse, Twan. And it ain't to turn the other cheek. My hands is built as a weapon for war.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yes, that's what I want. Yeah, we've been soft for too long. Enough with these BBs, man. And you know what I said earlier? Busters in. We ain't no BBs no more, man.
As I told somebody a few days ago, probably about 2 weeks ago, some of the greatest stories in the Bible are about some of the people who went through the worst shit.
David.
And some of the baddest people too at one point in time. They were some of the worst people.
Samuel.
They ended up being one of the greatest stories written. So, I get you. So my next question. So we already answered the physical question. My next question was, are they going to run the football? And this is a numbers answer. I just want a percentage. I don't, you know what I mean? You ain't got to get too crazy with it, but I believe they're going to be a running team. So I'm going to say that they will run the ball 56% of the time throughout the season. What do you think? Are they a run team? And give me a percentage of the side you lean more towards.
You said run 56%?
That for me, I think they're going to be more on the run side, and I think they're going to run 56% of the time. That's just me.
Part of me says it might be a little more than that.
Really? The floor is yours, brother. Please explain.
No, I think it's really going to be like 60 something. Because
for just the game or for the season?
Season. I think it's going to be.
Well, let's just do Thursday night. Let's not even get into the season.
No.
If we just doing Thursday night, I'm gonna say, man, yeah, bro, I'm still sticking with 56%.
I to be honest with you, I think it might be less than that.
Really?
Yeah,
They know they can run. We don't know we
because
can pass.
yeah,
We got to
and
figure out.
That does make sense.
and
That makes
and we
sense.
also are trying to
Caesar
iron out.
Mendoza.
Yeah, we're trying to get Mendoza reps, and I mean
Okay.
as much as Mendoza needs to learn how to, get the ball from under center and don't trip over his feet. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a part of the practice, but you know what I'm saying.
But that's where I think some of them, some of them end round sweeps come into play.
I mean, jet
Which
sweeps,
the,
yeah,
the
but
QB,
that's like
but
what 2 to 3
but
plays.
yeah, you're not gonna see those. I don't think you're gonna see those real like those type of plays too often.
Yeah, but even with Fernando, Kirk needs still reps. He still needs reps with these receivers. The receivers need reps with him. So I'll personally,
But
it's going.
if you run a preseason game like you would run a normal regular season game, and you still end up being run heavy in the regular season, that's why I say like I feel like they're gonna run a partial game plan. They're gonna run a partial game plan to try and get the team ready early versus trying to get them ready, the week before. You know what I mean? They're gonna try and get them ready early now. So that's why I feel like I hear what you guys are saying, but some part of me feels like they're still probably gonna run the ball because they don't know what they got in running backs either.
Yeah,
I think
they know what they got. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. They know
we got running backs.
But there's two running backs that are fighting for a position that I think they're really going to want to take a look at in this game, and that's Hembe and Lube. You know what I mean? And then they got the backs that are behind them. I think they're more special teams. You know what I mean? But
are they going to use it? But are they going to use them in the pass game or the run game?
I mean, if you look, I said this the other night on the Silver and Black Lounge. If you don't know, it's a show hosted by me, Nutty Raider Nate and Raider Ben. Catch us on Friday nights. I said this, bro. People sleep on the fact that Ashton Genty can catch out of the backfield. People have been talking about this run game. You know what I mean? Sleeping on the passing game ain't this, passing game ain't that. But you forget, Ashton Genty is a really good catching back. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He looks the ball in. That's one thing. He doesn't take his eyes off the ball. He doesn't drop.
Are you talking about
out the backfield?
Are you talking about in general or for Thursday?
I think he's in general.
I think in general, including Thursday, because I think you're going to see a little bit of Ashton Genty in the first quarter. Out there with
one drive.
Kirk Cousins.
One drive.
It might just be one drive.
One drive.
It might just be one drive.
If you see him out there for more than one drive,
I didn't say you was gonna see him out there. I didn't say they was gonna do him like they did Josh Jacobs and play him all the way into the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
But also this is where I disagree with you, Dirty. I don't think the run game is really a priority in regards to figuring out who's going to be on this roster. I think one of the biggest issues that we're trying to figure out more is, of course, we want Mendoza to get his passes and his reps in on that end, but we're also trying to really see who is going to be our wide receivers. And I think that's that's a bigger concern, to try to figure out what we can get out of these guys. I think pretty much our running game is etched in stone. I think for the most part. Now, like, again, this is just the first preseason game. I think, maybe that last preseason game before cuts or whatever, there might be some, hey, let's really see if Lauby can do his thing, or let's see if Hemby can really shine. And I'm not saying they're going to run away from the run game, completely run away from it. But I think in percentage wise, back to that question, I think they're going to pass more. Not necessarily saying that's what we're going to be doing during the season, because I think it might be the complete opposite. I think we might be running to pass, and I think we're going to be in a situation where play action is going to be a serious thing for us. You know what I'm saying, in the regular season, but preseason wise, I think they're going to be calling plays and certain things for evaluation for those guys like the wide receivers, and again, getting those reps for the quarterbacks, because again, as much as people want to say Mendoza's number 2 because of the unofficial depth chart, I don't think that's necessarily the case. But they have to kind of allow these wide receivers to filter themselves out too. I think there's more concerns on figuring out who we need at wide receiver than who we need at running back. So I'm leaning more towards pass. Not because that's what we see. I think that's the real assessment.
Yeah,
this would be my debate argument. My debate argument would be, I believe they do lean a little bit more towards the run game. And for some of the reasons that you stated, right? Because one of the things that we are not taking into consideration, and I think a lot of people might be, oversighting this, is that Clint Kubiak likes wide receivers who can block.
True.
Oh, I feel like they probably would run a little bit more. One, to get those two backs a little bit more look, you know what I mean? Because you're definitely going to want to see Ashton Genty and Mike Washington Jr., right? You're definitely going to want to see them run a little bit. Like I said, Genty might get like a drive or two. I don't expect to see him more than 2. Right, I do expect to see a lot more of Mike Washington, more like first quarter, second quarter, not so much towards the end of the half. Not so much towards the beginning of the third quarter. Maybe he comes out after half, gives us one more drive, but then it's the other. I feel like you should start seeing the other running backs getting sprinkled into the game, right? But blocking is going to be a key factor when it comes to our wide receivers this year, because Kubiak likes to run a lot on the outside, and the wide receivers have to be able to block on the outside in order for our players to be able to have holes to run through. Now, I know that we're going to have offensive linemen pulling and things of that nature, but one of the other highlights about Jalen Naylor, aside from him having good hands, is that he can block. He's a good blocking wide receiver, mostly because that's one of the things that he did in Minnesota, right? Then you also have like a Michael Mayer, who is considered one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. When he's 100% healthy, the kid can block his ass off. He's a better blocker than Bowers. Bowers is a better overall player. Michael Mayers is a better blocker, hands down. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But if we're looking at overall totality, Brock Bowers is a better player in totality. But if we focused on one aspect of what they did, this is where Michael Mayer outshines Brock Bowers, and that's in the blocking category, right? And then you got what's the other tight end we just got this year? We picked him up in the offseason. Damn, what is his name?
Who?
The tight end, the other tight end we got.
I mean, the third tight end is Ian Thomas.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
But he's been on the team.
Okay.
Because we dropped Forsythe for him, right?
I believe so.
I believe so. And we just got rid of Forsythe. Forsythe was on the team. So for me, like that's a really good core of tight ends, right? And as you hear, Amber Theo Harris say, what I mean, and I believe it. I wouldn't be surprised to see all three of them on the field at the same time. I wouldn't, especially in a red zone situation. I wouldn't be surprised to see all three of those tight ends on the field at the same time. So for me, that's why I feel like they're probably going to run just a little bit more than they pass because they're, like I said, they're trying to get the teams. They don't have a lot of time, right? That's one thing that we know. We say we giving people some time, but let's just be real. The Raiders ain't giving out a lot of time, man. You got to come in here. You at this point in time, you pretty much got to come in here and really give some real results, bro. I'm not saying win a Super Bowl, but damn it, 4-5 wins is not gonna cut it. I'm just being honest with you. 4 or 5 wins is just not going to cut it. So, yeah, you know what I mean. That's just my thought. Like I feel like they're gonna run a little bit more, but
Oh, sure. You got Chase Roberts, too, the rookie from BYU.
My other question would be for the defense: are they going to pressure quarterbacks? This is something that
Like, what do you mean by pressure? Blitz?
I mean, get pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, that's a given, man.
But also remember in preseason they don't really. I mean, every once in a while they might do like a TE, you know what I'm saying, blitz or whatever, but they don't really dial up any like really exotic blitzes. It's really
But and see, and that's the thing right there. That's just it for me right there, Twan. I don't necessarily need to see pressure come from blitzes. I need to see pressure come from the front line, regardless if it's a blitz or not. You know what I mean? I need to see pressure from the front line. I need to see them winning in the trenches.
No, I get that. I'm just
You know
saying
what I mean? So when I say pressure on the quarterback, yeah, man, I mean I want to see the offensive line in the quarterback's face. It don't necessarily have to come from the linebackers, but I damn sure want to see that defensive front. You know what I mean? Move a little bit. You know what I mean? Make him change his throw. You know what I mean? Make him look off the wide receiver and have to go to something else. Make him have to change a play. You know what I mean? Make him stand in the corner and you know what I mean, put on the dunce cap. I want to see pressure up front. I do. I want to see pressure from the defensive line. I don't care about the linebackers right now. I don't care about safety blitzes. I just want to see the defensive front win.
Preferably the defensive tackles.
Huh?
Preferably defensive tackles.
Definitely the defensive tackles. I want to see them clog the middle and create some type of force, some type of pressure, bro.
you got
You know
one
what I
and a
mean?
whole bunch of questionables.
Yeah. So my other question is: are they going to play fast? Play fast as your brain allows you to play. Don't play no faster than that.
I mean,
Don't overthink yourself. You know what I mean? And don't get ahead of yourself. Play what you see. Don't play what you feel like it might be. Play what you see.
yeah, who's our kicker?
Gay. Matt Gay.
Matt G.
Or the Tokyo Missile.
Oh, Kansi Matsuzaka.
Yeah. They both gonna kick. They're both gonna kick tomorrow. Kick on Thursday. Well, which is tomorrow because it's Wednesday now. But yeah, they're both gonna kick on Thursday.
I wish I was flying out today.
Mm-hmm.
My next question. Are they going to make opponents uncomfortable? This goes for the offense and the defense.
In preseason or just regular season?
Tomorrow, Thursday night. Are they going to make Arizona uncomfortable? We saw Arizona play the other night against.
I don't think so.
Yes and no.
And it's not saying anything in regards to our talent. I think because they already have a game under their belt, they kind of already know, we're going to be the ones that have got the nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to be the ones coming out with the nerves because this is like the first, you know what I'm saying, game for us. They've already gone through a game, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of
pretty good game too. Carson Beck had a good game.
Great game. I'm happy that that game was actually the way it was because it was a good game all the way down to the end.
It's a hell of a way to start the season.
Yeah. So, but I think we're gonna have the nerves, and they're not because they've already gone through it. I mean, every game you have nerves, but I think they've kind of knocked off that first, you know what I'm saying, first nerve for them.
And Carolina is considered to be a better team than us. Considered. I'm not saying they are. Some people think they are.
I mean, wait. Can you say the question again? Because I'm not trying to get up to.
Are they going to make opponents uncomfortable?
No and yes. Certain players will make people uncomfortable, but overall, regrettably, there's no one on the Raider team that should put fear in your heart, really. As a team, they don't look menacing at all. Majority of the teams got us as a W. So no, a lot of teams aren't going to see us as, a threat. Players might, like if it's one-on-one with Max, yes. One-on-one, with Trey Tucker, trying to stay with his speed, yeah. But like as a team, everyone's going to say the same, man, it's the Raiders. That's what it is. That's our narrative right now. It's the Raiders. No disrespectful that is. Ain't nobody intimidated by that. And that's when you have to start smacking people. Don't hit your quarterback in practice, but you just start smacking people. And let it know that ain't going to be tolerated no more.
I hear you. All right. Well, fellas, we have come to the end of the show. I greatly appreciate you guys being here. If I can get your closing thoughts as to, how you feeling, what you expect, and if you got a question for Raider Nation to answer in the chat once we're done, I'm going to make some shorts out of this. So this will be one of the shorts that I make, and it'll be individual. So Twan, you'll have a short with your question if you got a question. JT, you'll have a short with a question if you got a question, and then I'll have mine. So I will let JT start first because JT always goes the longest.
It's not true. So I was looking up Philip Rivers' cousin. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm really just. I think I'm more optimistic than most people are right now. I'm optimistic. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this season because I just don't know. I don't know. So this is a great feeling to have real optimism. Now I know most of y'all don't have no optimism at all and feel like how I felt years ago. This is different because we don't know Chet.
I can agree with that.
We don't know Chet. So that's praise for some sort of excitement,
Yes,
but also fear. A majority of y'all are moving on fear
yes, they are.
because y'all bitches.
I didn't say that.
Y'all bitches. Yeah,
Not my words.
We moving on.
Words of JT and JT only. Me and Raider Twine. We did not call y'all that.
Yeah, these are the words of the man, the myth, the legend himself, the king of controversy,
The king of controversy.
JT. The
JT
reason why most people are scared right now and don't have optimism and excitement is because y'all bitches and y'all move off our history. We should be excited. Can we be let down? We can. Have we been let down? We have. Are we still going to be let down? We don't know. And that's exciting. It beats what we were where we at years ago. It beats that. We have actual talent on the defense. We have guys playing their natural position. Some might be a little bit undersized, but it's their natural position. So for me, I'm going to enjoy 2026. I'm not going to be as critical, but I do have expectations, real obtainable expectations. Not no outlandish shit like we going to playoff. No, we're not. We're not going to playoffs. I was going to save this for my pod, but I'm going to give it to you. Our Super Bowl this year is winning 7 games. If we win 7 games, we're going to be a problem in about 2 years. That's our Super Bowl. So, be happy for the unknown because we've already known what we were. We're not that. I can promise you we're not what we used to be. That ship has sailed. Majority of that trash is gone. It's being exiled and it's being walked out the building. There is work that needs to be done as fans as well. We got to be better fans. We got to step it up. We need to have more intensity in the in the stands, but we also have to demand more. We have to demand more. We got to demand way more respect as fans from this organization. I believe we're being disrespected far, far too often. And we don't need to accept it no more. So I'll wrap it up with that. I'm excited. I'm happy. Can't wait to see. I'm going to enjoy this whole season. And I'm more excited. I have optimism. So y'all should too. Because y'all know I'm never wrong when it comes to this team. Never wrong.
What?
We've been going through. Congratulations, everybody. We made it to week 1 of the preseason games for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Woohoo!
And with that being said, we have gone through acquisitions of free agents. We've gone through the draft. And we saw a little bit of, training camp, a little scuffle, kerfuffle, whatever you want to call it.
Little tit for tat.
And most of us, can say that everything has been good so far. I don't think there's, anybody that's saying any moves that we have done up to this point has been just completely horrible. What the heck is the Raiders doing? It looks like they setting themselves up for another year of Raider fans dancing and cheering for tanking. That was a little generous. Some
Already?
But
Already?
if you are one of those people that believe that Spy Tech has done a great and fabulous job, then my question is, why buck the system? And for the players or player, why buck the system?
Buck the system.
Church.
My turn. All right. So here we go. Raider Nation. This is what I'm expecting. Do I expect the Raiders to be perfect? Not even a little bit. But I want to see some signs of improvement. I want to see offense actually move the ball. I want to see the defense play tough, not give up okie doke plays. I want to see something I can walk away and say, okay, I see what they're trying to build. I want to see who's going to earn that job as a starting quarterback. Will it be Kurt? Will it be the Mandalorian, Fernando? Who's going to be the breakout player? These are things I want to see. But Raider Nation, I got some questions for you. Feel free to please answer them in the chat. I respond to any and everything sent to me, good, bad, or indifferent. And here's my questions to you. Who's your starting quarterback? Is it Kurt? Is it Fernando? Who's your breakout player? Who's your biggest concern? What are you watching for on Thursday night?
Aiden O'Connell.
Look, as I said, I interact with everybody, good, bad, or indifferent. So please drop your likes, your comments, and please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I am back 100% moving forward. Monday morning will be episode 1. Episode 2 will be Monday night, 9 a.m. Monday morning. 10 p.m. Monday night, followed by Tuesday morning, 9 a.m., Tuesday night, 10 p.m., and you repeat the process Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Friday might be a combined show. Well, it will definitely be a combined show on Friday with the Silver and Black Lounge. But you can tune in, get great conversation, great opinions, and have an experience with the most interactive panel in Raider Nation. And that's no shot at nobody, but we have the most interactive panel in Raider Nation. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you, man. 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allowed me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated, more than I could verbally express. I want to thank my brothers for pulling up on the panel tonight. Raider Twan, JT, and my boy who had to cut out a little earlier, Nutty Raider Nate. As I said, tune in on Friday nights, Silver and Black Lounge, hosted by me, Raider Ben, and Nutty Raider Nate. We try to have guests, we try to have fun, and we try to bring you up to par just on the opinions that we think fit the Raiders. I love you guys. As always, 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allowed us to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated. I'm going to play the intro as we leave. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Las Vegas, a city built on bright lights, big bets, and legends. But under the glow of Allegiant Stadium, there's a different kind of energy. A darker one, a louder one, a force that doesn't just show up, it takes over. This is Raider Nation. Born in Oakland, forged in LA, reborn in Vegas. A legacy carried by the bold, the ruthless, the ones who never back down.
We want to beat the NFL and the Reds. That's what it is.
There you go. Yes, the refs definitely.
Silver and black. The colors don't just represent
We're
a
Raider
team.
fans.
They
This is what
represent
it's all about.
mentality.
Well, that's why they won't let me into Kansas City, because I can take the shit off in Kansas City.
Every Sunday, the desert doesn't just shake, it erupts. The crowd doesn't just rise, it roars. The shield doesn't just shine, it intimidates. And the nation reminds the world why the Raiders aren't just a franchise. They're a problem for anybody standing on the other sideline. This is a culture built on hits that echo, plays that break wills, and moments that turn doubters into believers. Commitment to excellence isn't a slogan, it's a battle cry. And if you're not ready for it, you get left behind. And right in the heart of that chaos sits the Silver and Black Lounge. A spot built for the real ones, the diehards, the lifers, the ones who show up early, stay late, and rep the shield like armor. In the lounge, you don't just talk Raiders, you live Raiders. And now, you're stepping into Dirty's world, a place built for the diehards, the real ones, the ones who bleed
the 40-yard line, and O'Connell wants to take a deep shot.
Here,
and he's
we break down the plays, the legends, the rivalries, and the future of the team that refuses to fade, refuses to fold, and refuses to apologize for being dangerous. So lock in, stand tall, and rep the shield with pride. Because around here, we don't just support the Raiders. We ride with the Raiders. We fight with the Raiders. We are the Raiders. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the nation. Let's get into it.